5 seconds or 3 seconds? Oh, we're back on air. How about that? Nice time. There you go. Welcome to your soon-to-be fired, the cupcake edition / peanut butter sandwich edition, which looks like appetizers.
Right.
Or party sandwiches.
Hey Vince, I noticed you didn't complain that you needed condiments to eat your peanut butter.
Mo's
do.
full of shit. Mo talks so much shit. Mo, this is 2 slices short of a full loaf of bread. You ate 8 hot dogs out of the 15 you were supposed to eat last time.
If you prorate that, I would have 16.
And here we go again. And
If
if you prorate the challenge I'm actually going to do and finish, I could have eaten a million of these
All
today.
I'm saying is that
It's true.
I've lost.
Vince is known for eating a million sandwiches a day.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Obviously that. So
Yeah,
Vince
I'm
Arnone's
trying to get going.
going
I just don't want to listen to you.
Yeah, no worries. You can go eat your peanut butter sandwiches in the corner then.
Vince, of course, is eating all these sandwiches and wearing a baseball glove because
Saying the right hand for him.
he lost in the Table of Terror Challenge. Mo,
Yeah.
please tell us what that is.
Well, he lost in the classic. Well, he lost the Finest D-Boys game.
That was one of the challenges. He has
Why
two
are you making
challenges to
things
do.
up? Why are you making things up?
Oh, because you break the. You can't talk, can you? Huh?
It was-
You want some
it was
water,
DK.
big boy? Huh? You're good, huh?
It
You
was
tried mouth, huh?
DK. It was DKD boys
You bet the spread. And
last week. Don't make things up.
Hey, you know what? Drink some water, please, just to make him real malnourished for the water department here.
Based on most these,
and then of
why
course
does
the other
why does it make anything better?
the other
saying.
the other thing is, of course, we have the Table of Terror Challenge at 8 p.m. right after this podcast. Of course, we will draw teams at random. When we lose, because we seem to lose all the time, we have to undergo these
I've
challenges.
done fairly well this year. I've only lost once.
Yeah, I lost like 4 weeks in a row, but I got away this week, so I'm good. I'm
Fair
happy.
enough. Let's dive into the opening drive here for a week.
Who am I thanking for this one?
I don't remember.
Many others.
Let me dig it up.
Luar.
Here's Lehuard. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Division 5.
Nick Barlow's team.
5B.
Yeah, they're not good. Let's dive into the recap that was for this week here for Div 1, Div 2. Vince, let's start off with some games here. What game caught your eye this past weekend?
Dems 25-8 beating the Legends.
2 wins in a row now. 2 big wins for them. Back-to-back wins over Wolverines last week. They beat the Legends. They're back in the playoff, in the thick of the race here, whereas a month ago we would have said, well, maybe they're not going to be anywhere near close enough to be a playoff contender, but with that victory over the Legends, quite impressive, though.
It's not because they won; it's the way they won. It's the 2 goal line stands. It's the 40-yard run on the second last drive by Trefazan, quarterback. It's their way of beating good teams. It's just they want to win. They want to be in the playoffs, and at this point, they deserve it. If they keep playing this way, at least they're grabbing the bull by the horns, and they're giving themselves a chance to be in the playoffs.
And they're missing Jalen Grandison and Kieran Ranger as well. So the 2 best players on the roster not being there this past Sunday at Lachine. And you wonder if they're the team that we might be buying later on in this segment of whether or not they will go to the playoffs.
Is it too late, though, guys?
Well, no. I
never too
think
late.
at 3 and 5, they have 2 games left. There's
In a wide-open Division 2.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll talk about who's in, who's out with that division. Like they're peaking at the right time, right? It's all about peaking at the right moment here.
It might be too little, too late, but
They're messing people's playoff statuses right
exactly.
now.
If they win the next 2, it's going to give them a chance to at least have to get that 6th spot.
Your articulation is strange this week, Vince, for some
Don't worry
reason.
about it.
Is there a lot of cream in your mouth? Is that crunchy, or is that smooth, or is that the natural?
It's actually Planters smooth.
Absolutely
Planters,
delicious.
huh?
This is
It's
delicious.
legit. There's more peanuts in it.
Yeah, he likes
There's more
peanuts in his
peanuts per
mouth.
square inch.
Absolutely.
Delicious. I'm
Definitely.
allergic to peanuts, by the way.
Awesome.
Can't wait for your head to explode. Let's talk about the Rainmakers game on Monday Night Football at Hebert.
Yeah.
They had a tough go at it as they played the Lunatics, in which the Lunatics came away with a victory. Now in the position, driver's position, that is to clinch a playoff spot. Rainmakers fall behind now. They could have been easy in second place had they won that matchup here. I came away with the result that this is the bad Rainmaker team that showed up. We've seen the good and bad every week in, week out here. Can they be a little bit more consistent with their output that was not there on Monday nights?
Well, they had a chance to win this game. They just couldn't close. Ultimately, it came down to the last play of the game where they couldn't convert on an easy slant. I don't know if it was the receiver who wasn't sure if he was running the right. I think it was Sinat.
Sinat, yes.
I heard him say, "You told me 3 steps or 3 yards in." He's like, "I took 2 steps and I came in," and he might have thrown the ball early. This being Kastner. But they were in the game.
Ryan
They were in the
Gessner.
game, and it's always like this. It's always like this for Rainmakers. It always comes down to the last drive.
Yeah.
It comes down to, it comes
But
down
is
to
that
one
why?
point.
Like, is that because that high level volatility the reason that we see them sort of be kind of a contender and then just sort of fall off the map?
There's two games that I'll look at.
Well, this is
game,
credit goes to Lunatics for sticking with them.
right. It was fantastic.
It was awesome to see that. I mean, it's a matchup you never expected to go well. Oh well, I guess Paul's going to rush, but then he actually had a huge impact on this game.
He definitely did. And you want to now, we'll talk about the Lunatics a bit later on here.
It was just a smart plan because you know that he's not trying to run. You know Ryan's not trying to run the football.
But even with his long arms, he can take away that running lane because he can reach out and maybe make him run extra wider on the run.
And he got 3 passes defended in this game
Absolutely.
as a rusher. So that's a huge game for him.
Another game, well, we'll talk about this quickly here. Not ad nauseum because we talk about these two teams quite often here. Finest, D-Boys. D-Boys come with a victory, a 5-point win for D-Boys over the Finest. Quite the fascinating game where we had explosions in the first 2 minutes of play or 3 minutes of play where they got off 4 plays in total. It was very quiet, like a library, then exploded again with 4 plays left here. You talked about it last week, statement win for D-Boys, and now they are going to be the team that will be the 1 seed and locked into that. Finest now fighting for a 2, 3, or maybe a 4 seed if that's the worst case scenario for them now moving forward.
Yeah. Well, D-Boys clinch. They clinch for playoffs. And I'm almost certain they're going to finish first no matter what at this point. But like I said last week, I feel like this game had no bearing. It had no meaning. It's just ultimately it's all about confidence at this point. You don't want to go into the playoffs on a low or on a losing streak. Thanks, Hugo.
Yeah, you have a good time there, big boy.
At least I'm doing my challenge, Mo. Are you going to chirp
doing
me all
challenge,
fucking night
too.
long? Are you going to chirp me all night?
I
I'm
will.
eating my fucking
How many TDs did
peanut
you
butter.
give up to the 2.5 downs yesterday?
Oh, how many TDs did you give it to the 2.5?
We'll talk about that on the
Oh,
Division
yeah.
3
how Many
podcast.
how many fingers did you break trying to be a quarterback in this
I'm
league,
just saying,
Mo?
though, you said 0 TDs, right? You gave up like 6-7 to a team that ran 2-yard hooks on you guys.
Oh, yeah, Mo.
So
yeah,
that
Mo.
said, getting back to D-Boys, Montreal's Finest, this is now the 3rd game in a row that the D-Boys take over Montreal's Finest, dating back to the finals.
You guys are destroying my article.
Sorry?
No worries.
Destroying
Well,
my
they've
article.
won by a combined score, I believe now. It was 5 points this time, 6. That's 11 plus another. I think they won by a combined score of like 14 points in the
You
last
can do
3 games.
math?
So like 4.5 points, give or take.
But I mean, with these two caliber teams, like, don't you expect that to be the case? That one
Well-
team will just win by a handful of points?
It could be very well peasy, but also let's not forget we could stare at a potential a quarterfinal matchup between these two teams here, or semifinal matchup, pardon me, between these two teams here. If it ends up being a 1 versus 4 seed, the Finest drop to the 4 spot because remember, Godskills beat the Finest in the middle of the season, and if it were to come down to a tiebreaker, Godskills will have that over Finest. But again, for the Montreal's Finest, they have a relatively easy schedule the rest of the way here and can make up for the lost ground. But I think for D-Boys, a huge win, an emotional win for them. And if you saw the highlight that was posted on Facebook, the Theo Gia one-handed INT, that essentially was the difference in why they won the football game, with them scoring on the end result of that INT 2 plays later.
Big
You know
play.
what Mo hasn't said this season?
What?
That he says every season, I'm surprised has not come up yet? He has not said that this is the worst Finest team in recent years.
Oh, no, this
which
is.
what he said.
Oh,
But you say that every season, and you're not saying it
I told
now.
Vince, though. I told Vince, I go, they missed Don Shepard. They really missed Don Shepard.
I want you
because-
to elaborate on this on air.
Yeah, let's go right now.
Mo,
Finest, hope you're watching.
Mo feels like Don Shepard is the key to victory for
No, I'll
Finest.
tell you what. The snapping isn't as crisp as it once was. I think Don Shepard, we can probably agree, is one of the best snappers in FPF that we've seen.
course.
That snap piece, which you know very well, critical for a quarterback to get that split second to look at a field and survey what's
Absolutely,
out there.
yeah.
Right?
Especially
His
with
son-
Kevin Wyatt style.
Right, exactly. And you know, look, Don Shepard's not going to run a Pat Jerome speed like Ford.
He doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to, right? But his size presented problems. He's able to understand route running with great discipline and make the correct catch at the critical times. He's been Kevin's go-to guy at that moment when called upon.
And the thing with snappers is route running is not so much of a science as much of an art. Like, it's about finding the holes
Yeah,
in defense
absolutely.
and having that unique perspective where you're in the middle of the field with the quarterback.
And when you think about it, right, you take away Mike Harrington from his normal wideout spot, put him to snapper, you technically weaken your team. Even though you have Keyshawn, you have Aked, Guillaume Ward, Gary Taylor working the slot, but you put Harrington as a wideout, he's more dangerous at that position than he is as a snapper, and it brings a different diversified offense for that team. So I think Don Shepard not being there, not saying that it will kill him, but definitely you see a difference in the offense where it was 2 years ago to what it is today.
That's fair.
Like Eagle says, Montreal's Finest is missing Pat Jerome to be a key contender.
Yeah, sure, no doubt, 100%. Let's talk about 3-win teams. 3-win teams.
Fuck is in his glove?
It's a glove. 3-win teams. Rainmakers, God Skills, Lunatics. Rainmakers swept the God Skills roster.
Dandruff.
Put salt in there. Try to eat your glove.
God Skills swept Lunatics, and Lunatics beat Rainmakers.
Wow.
Who do you like? God Skills, Rainmakers, or Lunatics right now?
I like God Skills. No, I like Rainmakers. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I'm always going to pick quarterback, and I like Kastner. Yes, they lost this week to Lunatics, but I saw the game firsthand, and Paulo admitted himself he got lucky on a couple of those throws. On one of his touchdowns throws to UC,
Pierre, yeah.
it was like a horrendous throw, and the defender, if the ball is placed properly, it's a pick. Instead, the defender ends up in such good position that the wide receiver can turn around, wrap himself back around the DB, catch the ball, and then end up in the end zone. It's just like, okay, there's skill and then there's a little bit of luck. They got really lucky the other night against Rainmakers. So, yes, Paul played a great game. He played a great game as a rusher and as a quarterback, but they got a little bit lucky there. I'm still buying into Rainmakers. I like the Rainmakers.
I'm not buying into the Rainmakers all out until I see more of a consistent litmus test of what they produced up till now. I think that right now, God Skills has the opportunity to be a team that might be a tough out because, again, they have played CBL tough. They had 4 entities against Carmen Palice on Saturday. They played the finals very tough. And we'll see. They had the D-Boys and DK left on their schedule, and that'll be a great test for them to see where they're ranked at
God
that
Skills
moment.
has an amazing defense. They have a really good defense, full of studs, great playmakers on both
Well, they
sides
have
of the
great
ball.
players in general,
great
like on
players,
both sides,
Yeah,
like you're saying.
exactly. I mean, look, right now, could one of these 3 teams, whether it's God Skills, Rainmakers, or Lunatics, alter the top 2 seeds? And
My
then be the 2
only
seed?
problem with God Skills is that the chemistry that brought them to this division was Chantomo to Chantomo. And in Division 1, they have not been able to connect, or they're not even at 50% of what they used to be together as brothers on the field. That's my problem. Because they keep fighting to find that, but they haven't yet. If they find it before the playoffs, good for them. But if they don't, they're in problems.
So,
they have problems.
do you think one of these teams could be in the second spot?
No.
You still think it's finals to lose?
Yeah.
All right, do you think one of these teams will fall from the 3, 4,
Nobody
5
else.
spot?
I feel like nobody else has the God Skills beat Finest this year. Fine. I don't think it would happen again. If they played 5 times, Finest would beat God Skills 4 out of 5. If they play, do they play again? No,
With or
they don't
without
play
Don
again.
Shepard? No, they don't play each other.
I disagree with your whole Don Shepard thing. I feel like they have.
Well, I mean,
good-
look, they have 3 losses. When was the last time the Finest lost 3 games?
Yeah, they
That's
have
the
3
thing.
losses, but they lost twice to the D-Boys, the team who won the championship this summer.
How many times did they lose to D-Boys when they had Don Shepard as snapper? Mo?
I believe it's big fat
D-Boys was not. They were not where they are now as a team.
Obviously.
So it's literally you can't compare.
Figuring out Div 2 with the Messin Conference A.
Anybody hungry? Anybody want a sandwich?
No, we're good. Okay.
You hungry?
You seem to really be enjoying them, though.
You have fucking right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Were you trying to Mo-Con your way out of that challenge?
I'm disregarding what you said.
I'm sorry.
Again,
I ate 2 of your hot dogs last time. Bro.
Yeah, of course. Chernobyl right now, where do we
Yes.
have them right now?
Where do I have them? I have them exactly where they are. They can't win games. Not my problem. What do you want to tell you? We talk about them every week. Chernobyl is unable to win games.
Fair enough.
Do you have something else to say about them?
No.
I feel like we shouldn't even talk about them
I just
until
feel
they
like
decide to start winning football
feel like
games.
they are due to have a run at any given moment. They are due to have their run right now. I think Chenard will turn it on. I think Nicholas Arsalan will turn it on. Matthew Tuat, this is a team that has had the vested experience in Div 1.
Maxime Giroux.
Giroux will turn it on.
You can go
Mind
all
you,
the way
he
down
took
that
a
list.
severe. He took a big shot over the middle, unintentionally, of course, in his lower division game this
Oh,
week.
yeah?
Yeah, he was like beat up,
happens.
bruised, everything.
Whose water is that?
Oh, you can't have the water. Oh, I didn't have water when I was drinking. eating my hot
said
dog.
you didn't
did
want
not
the
want
water.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, water doesn't. Do I have to suck
All
on
right,
this thing?
yeah, you know how to suck that. Hashtag.
There's a button.
Are you okay there?
Oh, there's a
Vince?
button.
Yeah.
There's a button.
There's a button. Welcome
Sorry.
to the new
I was
age
raised
world.
in the 80s, obviously.
Hashtag NR or Legends. Are they in trouble if they lose this weekend? Legends have Damps and
Legends are in trouble 100% if they lose this week.
They have Damps, Solid. NR will have Solid and Wild Boys.
Untouchables.
Untouchables as well. Sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Okay, Legends just lost to Dams, so they don't have Dams again. Because you just said Dams.
Yeah, Legends have Dam, Solid.
They have Terror Squad
That's
and
right,
Solid
Sal-
coming.
Yeah, Solid and Terror Squad.
But that's
That's
where
some solid
the,
production right
that's
there.
where the
Sorry,
problem is.
misread it.
If Legends lose and Damps win again, they're gonna have the head-to-head. Damps are gonna have the head-to-head against Legends, and they're gonna skip them for that 6th position. So Legends ultimately can't lose anymore. Or if they do lose, they need Damps to lose as well. Capiche?
I'm solid. I'm solid.
You're
Eat a
crazy.
sandwich. Eat a
I'm
sandwich.
not eating a sandwich.
I
I'm
don't
definitely
eat
not
bread.
eating a
I don't
sandwich.
eat bread. I don't eat peanuts. I don't.
Why would I eat a sandwich
You don't
for?
eat nothing, Mo.
Why would I eat a
Where
sandwich
were you
though?
raised, Mo?
But why would I eat a sandwich though?
Because you're hungry,
I am definitely not hungry. That's for sure though.
or maybe because I had your back when you had to eat 15 hot dogs and didn't.
And the thing is, like Natalia's made me sandwiches before. I know those are pretty packed. Like, I know that's not a light sandwich.
All right, first to win, last two out right now. Legends 6 points, CC at
intense.
5 points, Raiders at 4 points, Solid at 4 points. So Legends CC hold playoff spots. Raiders Solid are in the outside looking in. Who's in? Who's out?
Raiders are not coming in.
Solid have a chance.
So they do have a chance. I don't think they're gonna make it though.
All right, CLR Forces 8 points, ONS 8 points, Wild Boys 6 points, Dams 6 points. Dams do play CLR and ONS. Wild Boys play ONS and Glads. Who's in and who's out? First
You
two
know
in,
what?
first last two out.
Bold. I got Dam skipping over ONS.
All right.
ONS is out.
D1 quarterback of the year race.
Whoa.
Marcus Matriota.
I don't see it as
Marcus?
close as you do. I don't. Why do you say that it's Marcos to lose?
Well, let's think about it, right?
Let's not think about it.
two,
Just look at
two
the stats.
quality wins over the finals.
Okay, so if you're gonna weigh it like that in terms of the games, it's not Kevin's.
who is it to lose then?
It's not. Okay, look, it's not any other quarterback's fault that you made the schedule the way it is. It's not anybody else's fault that they didn't play D-boys twice, finest twice, got skills
No,
twice,
but who do you
or
have?
whatever.
Whose award is this to lose?
Ultimately, here's the deal: if you're gonna make the schedule the way that you make it, the way this league makes the schedule, you cannot base the awards on their stats against certain teams because you didn't give it. You did not give everybody an equal chance to play these defenses. Now, did you? No.
Hold on.
So
Time
what
out,
you're gonna
time
do
out.
now is you're gonna base it on statistics, and based on statistics, Kevin Wyeth is gonna win his 12th award of the year.
I agree because it's an individual award. It has nothing to do with
Thanks,
who played.
thanks, Pease. Me and Pease are always on the same page. Why the fuck can't Mo
Yeah,
be on that
he
page?
gave you water, huh? Once you have 3 more.
We're boys. I scratch his back. He scratches
we
my
have
back.
those,
You see how that
it all
works?
works
Mo?
out.
You see
It
how
all
that
works
works
out.
out?
bread
If
crust
he's
around?
trapped in the forest, I got
You
his
feel
back.
that, huh? Yeah, exactly. You waste your food like that, huh?
What's with food like that? Mo
So
could
the
be
question
dead-
is if
Mo
Mo-
could be dying in a forest. Somebody's gonna offer him a sandwich. Like I don't eat bread.
The question is
I feel
though,
about it.
Vince, if Mo falls in the forest, will we leave him there?
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. Where's Mo? I don't know. Just keep going.
All right. So Kevin Wyeth will be quarterback of the year with 4 losses. Is his name. Okay.
He might be.
Is the
Because it's
quarterback award based on your
So,
on your
so Mo,
standings?
if
But when Cam Newton won the quarterback
Look,
NFL MVP, right?
It's an individual award.
But-
It's based on your individual statistics.
just
All right,
like
so
so,
hold
so
on
is it
here.
different if it's receiver of the year? So if a receiver has 28 touchdowns
Exactly.
So hold
and
on
his
here.
team lost 4 games, is he not going to win?
But hold on here. A quarterback dictates the pace of the game. They
So
determine
quarterback
the
wins the
fate
game
of a
alone.
team's, fortunes.
So the quarterback wins the game alone. So then, given the stats, the finals should have won because he has the best stats at quarterback.
No,
that doesn't make
Kevin
sense.
Wyeth doesn't
You're
do
saying
stats.
two opposite things.
No.
Mo often says a lot of things that just don't add up.
No. Hold on here.
Yeah, let's hold on here. Let's look at this.
Let's look at this.
We're
way.
holding on, Mo.
Kevin Wyeth is throwing 2 quick line T's.
Two big INTs, yeah.
That could have been points that ended up being points going the other way.
Absolutely.
Ended up being losses, right?
Yep.
They lose to D-Boys early in the season, correct?
Yep.
Fair enough. Marco Masiocha, his stats may be good.
Five touchdowns less than Kevin.
Right, but he's in first place right now at 6-1.
His team is in first place.
Hey, look, Russell Westbrook's right here.
His team is in first place.
He's actually,
His team
got, he's actually got 6 less touchdowns and 3 more interceptions. And
Boom.
so then if D-Boy's defense is part of the reason they're
So-
winning games,
so-
is he getting an award because his
So
defense
hold
is
on
better?
here, hold on here, hold on
So
here. hold on
is
here,
he
hold
the
on here.
beneficiary of a good defense or is he a good quarterback?
Hold on here. If they lose,
I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. Don't get me. Don't
Oh, yeah, I
take
think you
that
just
the
said
wrong
that right
way.
now. I think he
Marco
just called you out.
Masiocha is the second best quarterback in Division
All right.
One, and
Especially this season.
he'll admit it himself. Look, I'm not going to argue with you. Kevin
think
Wyeth
you are.
is the number 1 quarterback
I
in
think you
Division
are.
One. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
6-win battle. Gladster with Ice, Clockwork are 6-2. Who
And
are you liking?
on top
from
of
this
all
trio?
of that, we don't need to go into details, but you know why Kevin had a bad game this last week.
Yes,
So
I
you're
do.
going to tell me that his stats didn't weren't affected
I'm
because
just saying,
of such a
Marco
thing.
can be
Okay,
considered
so
for a quarterback
if he's
here.
not being affected by such things, then his stats would have been better that game, right?
I'm just
Are
saying.
we still having that discussion
I'm
if
just
that's
saying.
not happening? If
It's a
reason
what
X,
if.
Y, and
We
Z
don't
aren't
know.
happening?
It's a theory.
Okay, so then,
It's
all
a
right. Well, my
All right.
word goes to Kevin.
6-win
I
battle.
love Marco. He's an amazing quarterback.
Yeah, right. You messed up his stats week 1. 6-win, 6-win battle. Glad, Serve with Ice, Clockwork are 6-2. Who are you liking from this trio right now? Glad, Serve with Ice, and Clockwork.
I like Serve with Ice and I like Clockwork.
So you said nothing.
Basically.
Awesome.
You know why I didn't say nothing? Because I didn't hear shit he said to me.
Honestly, I had the chance to watch the Serve with Ice Raiders game this week.
I watched
Not
that game
as
too. It's
close as it looked.
game of the week.
Raiders scored at the end to make it more respectful, but I'm impressed with Serve with Ice. I like Jordan Pineda. He was very efficient in this game,
Man.
20 of 26. Given
Miguel
that
Davidson as well.
You know what Serve with Ice does that we used to do with the Incredibles? Every first play of the game is a 40 bomb. It's a 40 bomb, but nobody stops it. Nobody stops it.
maybe play some defense. Is what you're saying.
Maybe you just like, you know what? Put everybody in the end zone. Let's just see what happens.
Serve with Ice plays Clockwork and Glads the next 2 games here.
Huge.
Percentages that you put on them getting 8 wins is how much?
For who?
Serve with Ice.
No, 7-3.
So 7 wins. What's the percentage right now? It's 45%, 50% for them to get 7 wins.
33.33, right? Based on the math. They have 3 games left.
2 games.
2 games
Two
left.
games, yeah, 2 games.
Gladiator,
So
they play
50%
Gladiators
chance,
and
yeah.
Clockwork.
50% chance, right? That's how that adds up.
Flag one sack. The next 3 games are Rainmakers, Lunatics, Scott Skills. Will Flag be able to influence the playoff tree?
I thought so last week, and then they lost again. I'm starting to give up on them. I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to give up. on
Okay,
these
so
guys.
who's more likely to lose to this team? Is it going to be Rainmakers, Lunatics, or God Skills?
I'd say Rainmakers.
Really?
I know. I've been praising
Really?
Rainmakers. It's the matchup. It's the whole thing about matchup. If Rainmakers get into the playoffs and end up playing a team like Flag Sack, they're in trouble. It's just, you know what they're missing, Rainmakers? It's that grittiness. It's that accountability.
Are you saying
It's-
they're laissez-faire?
It's that in your face, make you better teammate.
Are you
kinda.
saying they're soft?
Like D-Boys Finest have these guys that'll get in your face if you're not
So
playing
you're
your
saying they're
game.
soft?
Basically.
Okay. Fair enough.
Is that a
Fair
good way to
enough.
say it? They're
That's fair
soft.
enough. Over under 1.5 wins for Flagmore Sack.
Over.
Buying or selling? 3 teams at
Vince,
4 and
you
4.
don't look very good.
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't look very
man,
good.
my head hurts. I have no clue why my head is throbbing.
3 teams.
I am allergic
at
to
4
peanuts.
and
I
4.
was not kidding. What?
3 teams at 4 and 4. Who are you buying? Wolverines, Untouchables, or No Regard?
Give me no regard.
All right. Forecast in Div 1. D-Boys the 1 seed. Tell me your 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7 spots.
Shit.
Let's go. Number 2, Finest.
Finest.
3,
God Skills.
4,
Rainmakers.
5,
Lunatics.
6,
DK.
7. CBL.
CBL, yeah.
Picks of the week.
And one moment, please, as I lost the script.
I'm not going to be
Oh,
able
you
to
telling me?
finish these.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait.
You gotta get to those
I
sandwiches,
gotta finish
Vince.
this sandwiches. Oh,
You gotta
look
get-
at me. I'm the king of peanut butter sandwiches.
Man, I got to bring these back home to the wife. She's going to be hungry when I get back.
And that
Papa
brings
Bear's
us
gotta-
to
Papa Bear's gotta
games
feed
of
the
the
family.
week.
Can I have another sip of that water before I die? here?
Absolutely, and as Vince is sipping on some
let me
water,
get some of that water.
I feel like my eyes are going to pop out of my head.
D-Boys take on CBL and perhaps the largest spread as D-Boys are favored to win by 14.5 points. Vince Nardone, finish your water. Mo Khan, what's your pick?
D-Boys.
D-Boys with the spread.
Absolutely. The way CBL played last week, not good.
Give me that. Give
Not
me
good.
the D-Boys.
So lots of money going in the direction of
Absolutely.
D-Boys. Maybe the line will move more before the game. We have also DK taking on God Skills. DK being favored by 4.5 points over God
Oh,
Skills.
no. God Skill is 4.5 point favorites.
Oh, my mistake. God Skills 4.5 point favorites.
Are you making a spreads or is he making
Oh,
a
I
spreads?
just saw I got the same lines.
Are
from
you Vegas or is he Vegas?
I'm Vegas. I just misread the line.
DK, please.
In Division 2, Chernobyl Circus take on Wolverines, and they are the favorite at 5.5 points.
Can you imagine this? Like, why are we even doubting Chernobyl's ability to beat Wolverines?
Because Wolverines can't beat Demps without their quarterback. They lost a 5-man team practically.
Dams just beat the Legends.
Who'd you pick?
Man, give me Chernobyl.
Give me Chernobyl as well.
Both of you taking the underdog. In the last game, we have CLR Forces taking on Damps, and Damps are favored by 2.5 points.
By the way, just before we answer the question here, remember, it's a one game difference with CLR and Dams 4-4 against 3-5 right now.
Yep. This is huge. This is huge. Give me Dams on the upset here.
Give me CLR.
All right, you guys, would you guys like to wager anything? Maybe some sandwiches?
I'm good.
You're good? You're doing the dangers?
huh?
And that's our games of the week.
What do you learn today, Vince?
I learned that peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are not for Vince.
Yeah, exactly. Let me cut the crust.
Full loaf of bread. Full loaf of bread is no good.
Why don't you go work out now, huh?
Man, I'm going to the spot tomorrow. I'm going to look like a fucking blob.
Yeah, 4 months pregnant. BZ, what did you learn today?
I learned that I'm glad I look up these food challenges before I put them on the grid because I try to make them as impossible as possible.
I learned that Vince is nothing more than a Mocon wannabe. Good morning, Pakistan.
Welcome everyone. You are watching, perhaps listening to Table of Terror. If this is your first time watching, this is where we choose teams at random from Division 1 all the way to FPF Junior, as well as some special tabs, such as Eagle this week had to make cupcakes for everyone because he picked the Arizona Cardinals to win the Super Bowl that happened 3 weeks ago. So we're going to reach into the box of terror as we do each week, and we'll pull out the winners, who we expect to win in the coming week. And then, of course, if we lose, we do face the Table of Terror, where we choose our own punishment. This week saw Vince Nardone having to eat several peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He ate 5 of the 8 he was given to him. He has assured us that he and his girlfriend will finish them once he gets home. And he has to do the show with a baseball glove on. Simon Dagenet will be only speaking in compliments in the Division 3 podcast. Eagle has to pay for drinks tonight, as well as he made cupcakes for us this week. And of course, Dee's in the Division 6 podcast had to do the entire show with sunglasses on. So that was all for last week. As for this coming week, let's get the picks done. First up is Vince Nardone. Coming fresh off his punishment. Vince couldn't hear me because of the peanut butter allergy.
Division 3, West Park Boys.
On a hot streak. So West Park Boys is the first pick. Brett Callender, you're up next.
Oh yeah, I won last week, by the way.
You did win. You realize that has nothing to do with you, right?
I know. Oh.
He's short enough. He might be on the screen.
Wow, don't make fun of me for the lack of height. This feels good. Legends.
Division 2 Legends.
Who are they playing?
I don't know, but they just lost the Dams 25-8
Oh,
last
that's a
week.
great sign.
Yeah, good sign. Mo Khan, there's nothing good in here, so enjoy it anyway. Have a seat, Mo. You're going to make a pick for Duke and for Chapman as well. So is this for you or for Duke or Chapman? Mo, is this for you or who?
It's for me.
It's for Mo Khan.
Yeah, all right.
What'd you get?
Longhorns.
Longhorns.
Who do they have?
FPF Junior.
What
The
the hell?
Longhorns-
Yeah, I won.
They won the championship, so Mo Khan gets a bye. Now you'll have to choose for D's. Choose one for D's.
All right.
Who had to leave tonight?
Holy shit, I thought that guy was pregnant.
He might be. That man might be pregnant.
Oh, man. Double death.
Dees gets double death. He needs to undergo 2 punishments next week. That's the worst card in the deck.
So I gotta pick a team for him now.
For Chapman. No, you gotta pick Chapman. He loses right away. Duke has no teams for the next 2 weeks.
St. Leonard Bros.
Oh, this is St. Leonard Bros is actually the Eagle at Master Control's fantasy hockey team. He has assured me that he has not made a roster adjustment since September. So we'll see how that goes. They need to beat their team this coming week. And now,
Am I good?
sorry, Chapman, you've been drawn.
Am I good? Am I done?
Yeah, we're gonna get Simo in.
Oh, I'm good. So I
You
don't
good?
have a challenge. I won.
No, yeah, you're good. Congrats, Mo. Simo, you're gonna need to choose for you. You're gonna choose from you for GM and for Terry.
I'll pick for Terry first.
Okay, you're learning from last week.
Didn't work so well.
Who does Terry have?
Bromigos for Terry.
Promigos Division 4B.
For myself.
Oh, you're in the middle.
Yeah, I'm switching. Red Sharks.
Red Sharks coming off that big win, Division 4B.
And for GM Kalechus. Jaeger Bombs.
Jägerbomb Division 4A. Sorry, Chap, you've been drawn 4 already. You were late. You have Eagles fantasy hockey team. Too bad. The Eagle at Master Control.
I have selected from Division 3 Jumpmans.
Jumpman's Division 3. Reach week. We have Chapman coming up now.
So you lost also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 20
I'm fine with
minutes
this.
later. And my pick is Division 4B, the local 89ers, who have, I believe, 1 win so far this season. Thank you, everyone. This has been Table of Terror. Tune in next week as we will most likely, at least a couple of us have already lost, so we will be undergoing our punishments next week. It'll be a good time had by all.